I had other videos that I planned on filming this morning, but we have to start with this. Prince Harry and Meghan involved in a near-catastrophic car chase involving paparazzi in New York. From their spokesperson, quote, "This relentless pursuit lasted over 2 hours, resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers," end quote. We haven't learned anything. When people claim that things have changed since the late 90s and early aughts, journalism is different, media is different, the way you get pictures is different, no need for chasing paparazzi, it's simply not true. It still exists. And here's the thing. Why? Why? And I know why. To get a shot that no one else got, because there were plenty of opportunities to get shots of Meghan and Harry at the event. But no, that's not good enough. We need exclusive, unseen photos to splash across tabloids and newspapers. I don't care how high profile you are. No one deserves to live like this. I'm not sure if this was before or after the event, but either way, for all the people that question why Meghan and Harry need security and defensive drivers, etc., here you go. And no, the answer isn't that they should live like hermits. They should be allowed to go out without nearly being injured or worse. If you've never driven in New York City, let me tell you, it is harrowing on the best of days. I will not drive in New York City. I've driven with others, but that's about the extent. So I cannot imagine what it would be like being chased through New York City. And imagine the additional angst and trauma that Prince Harry might be experiencing, since that is the way his mother died. Don't even come at me with the whole the driver was drinking thing. Number one, he wasn't a defensive driver. Number two, it was a straight, short tunnel that he went through. The reason he crashed is because he was being chased by paparazzi. And this is just not the place that we're having this discussion. I think this is partially a result of there being no real consequences for people who behave like this. And part of the problem is the paparazzi that get these shots know that they will sell, especially unseen shots that no one else has. So one thing that newspapers and tabloids could do is stop paying for these photos. But they won't do that because they don't want to lose the scoop, because it is about profits over everything else. It is a broken system and it has not been fixed. But here's the other thing that I am dreading. How is the British media going to cover this? Specifically the tabloids, specifically outlets like the Daily Mail, the Sun, even the Telegraph, which is not technically a tabloid. How are they going to write their opinion pieces and commentary? Because one of the dehumanizing tactics that's been used on Meghan Markle is the idea that she lies all the time. And for over 6 years, they have painted her as a liar for things big and small. And I'm not saying Meghan Markle never tells a lie. That's not it. But if you can paint her as someone that lies about everything, then you can dismiss the more serious claims she makes, such as serious mental health issues when she was pregnant with Archie, the question about Archie's skin color. You can write those off too. Because she's been dehumanized to the point where she is a caricature that people are projecting things onto. And this happens to other high-profile people too. But the other thing with dehumanizing people is it allows you to lack any empathy for them because you don't see them as human. And that's what scares me about some of the takes we might see that I hope we don't see, but I don't have a lot of faith. I'm talking about potential commentary from the likes of Piers Morgan, Dan Wooten, Richard Eden, Angela Levin. Are they going to play it down? Are they going to blame it on Harry and Meghan? Are they going to act like it was over-dramatized? And I hate that I even have to think that, but that's where we're at. Because in doing that, it would give people permission who do not like Meghan Markle to continue not to like her and have another notch in their belt for a reason why they don't like her. Instead of just seeing the humanity and the fact that two parents do not deserve to potentially lose their lives for a photo, for anything. They deserve to live however they want to live, as publicly or as privately as they want, without having to worry every time they get into a vehicle. The whole thing makes me so mad. And I hope that the British media, specifically the tabloids, I hope that they prove me wrong. I would like nothing else in this situation. But I'm not going to lie. I'm skeptical. The Daily Mail did publish photos from the paparazzi. They did remove them from the website, though, so that's interesting to note. I don't think they did it out of altruism. I think they probably did it for other reasons like, will this hurt our court cases? Stuff like that. Or the fact that it's very reminiscent of Princess Diana, and people don't like that. Understandably so. There are photos and video that are available on the internet to see this incident. I'm not going to show them, though. And here's the thing, it's not worth it. The people that believe them are going to believe them. The people that are just going to move the Overton window to a new theory, even if it's proven to be true, are not going to change their minds. And that's what's so important to remember, to keep your headspace and your sanity. And Dan Wooten is already proving me right. I don't like it, but here we go. Not good if Harry and Meghan were dangerously pursued by paparazzi after their appearance in New York. Really? Not good? You don't say, Dan. Of course, this sort of car chase would never have happened in the UK, where they were protected by long-term and respectful agreements between the media and the royal family. It's hard to say that with a straight face. Oh, but here we go. Also ridiculous to continue driving in a relentless pursuit, resulting in multiple near collisions for 2 hours. Surely pull over and wait for help from the police. I love victim blaming. It's really a great look, Dan Wooten. But also, if the claim is you can't get chased for 2 hours in New York because of traffic, where were they supposed to pull over? And they did eventually pull over to the 19th precinct. Here's the statement the NYPD gave to CBS News. Quote, on Tuesday evening, May 16th, the NYPD assisted the private security team protecting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. There were numerous photographers that made their transport challenging. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex arrived at their destination and there were no reported collisions, summonses, injuries, or arrests in regard. End quote. That doesn't negate what the spokesperson said. Catastrophe didn't occur, but it was near catastrophic. But again, another thing that the media likes to do is paint Meghan and Harry as hysterical. So here's another opportunity to do so. They're blowing it out of proportion. If your mother very publicly died after being chased by the paparazzi, do you not think aggressive paparazzi while you're driving in a car in another country would be a bit triggering? Maybe not catastrophic for people who've never been involved in this situation, but I can imagine it would be quite catastrophic and terrifying, especially when you have young children at home. Again, the way we just can't extend humanity for other people is alarming. Let's take a look at what New York City Mayor Eric Adams had to say.
Said that the press, paparazzis, they want to get the right shot, they want to get the right story, but public safety must always be at the forefront. The briefing I received, 2 of our officers could have been injured. New York City is different from a small town somewhere. You shouldn't be speeding anywhere, but this is a densely populated city. So I think we have to be extremely responsible. I thought that was a bit reckless and irresponsible.
And that is in line with what the spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess says. Quote, this relentless pursuit lasting over 2 hours resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers, end quote. That's not saying that people were injured or there were car crashes. It's saying that it could have happened and there were near moments where this could have happened. People did mention seeing them in a taxi. That was not what they were picked up from the event. They were in a big black Suburban. It seems like they stopped at the 19th precinct in New York at some point to calm the situation down, get their bearings, and then maybe had gotten into a cab to blend in a little more. People are just so blinded for their feelings towards people that they've never met. Just use Occam's razor. Is it more likely that the prince staged a terrifying, harrowing paparazzi moment with his mother-in-law and the wife of his children in the car as part of some grand conspiracy, ignoring all the trauma we know he still lives with from his mother's passing in a very similar manner? If you read Spare past the excerpts, you would know this. And by doing this, he somehow roped in his driver, private security, the NYPD police, maybe even the paparazzi, to do this grand scheme. Or is it more likely that a picture of Harry and Meghan, specifically Meghan, brings in big money? and that paparazzis know they make a ton of money. And they know they can sell these photos and videos successfully to outlets like the Daily Mail. And that gives outlets like the Daily Mail the chance to run unseen footage, photos, get the first scoop, to get more clicks, to make more money. What is more realistic? The dehumanization of other people leads us to a place where we do not think straight, because the theories coming out are nonsensical. Occam's razor. It's very telling that some people, their first reaction is to find ways to deny that this happened, to subvert the reality, rather than saying, hey, maybe there's an issue with paparazzis and getting photos. Maybe we haven't learned our lessons from Princess Diana, because those lessons are important for everyone, not just to protect Harry and Meghan. I have stated numerous times that I think the relationship the British media has with the British royal family is unhealthy for everyone involved. I don't think anyone wins. Even if you look like you're winning, you could be the next one that is, thrown overboard for media consumption. I'm going to look at how the British media eventually covers this, but I'm just not ready for it, if that makes sense. I need to step back and I need to regroup and I need to do other things so that I can objectively come back later and look at it. But yeah, it's not great.